What it do, YouTube? Back here with yet another video, and today we're just going to be reviewing the iPhone 15 Pro Max versus the 14 Pro Max. This is going to be a bit of a short video. There's not too much to cover between the two phones, but I did want to kind of do a small little comparison between the two for the little changes that they did make. And right away, you guys can kind of see that side by side, you're not going to see much of a difference. Now, they did kind of change the material on the 15 versus the 14. They're going with a full titanium material. Now, this is said to have been all natural and reusable material, at least Apple claims. And it's really nice. The first thing that you're going to realize when you take it out of the box is that it's way lighter than the 14 Pro Max. It's extremely light, very noticeable. And I'm just going to turn the two of them on here, and you're going to kind of see that the 15 does start slightly faster than the 14 Pro Max, but I don't really want to judge it on that too much, as my 14 Pro Max has been my daily for the last year. And you guys know what that means is that, you know, obviously the storage is not going to be fresh like the 15 Pro Max. So it does start a bit faster, but I don't have another 14 Pro Max to wipe the phone to do that. So, but obviously it's still going to be a little bit faster. It is running a slightly more improved chip. But again, like I said, the weight is extremely lighter than the previous model. Now, heading on to the bottom of the phone, we are introduced with that USB-C. Finally, guys, we finally got that USB-C. As for the speaker and the mic, the other ports there, they're pretty identical. The same cutouts, same holes. One bummer though is that you do get that 20% faster transfer speed with the USB-C, but only if it's shipped, only if you have the cable that supports that. Sadly for us, it is not shipped with that cable out of the box, so you won't be able to exercise those new speeds, which is kind of a bummer. But going on to just other features of the phone. Now, I'm sure you guys have probably seen this a million times or heard this a million times, but because we have that new introduction to that USB-C port, we are now able to transfer power to other devices via the USB-C connection to Lightning, as you guys are going to see here. So I can kind of charge, and it goes vice versa depending on which battery or which phone has the higher percentage. So here my 14 Pro Max is at a lower percentage, so it goes ahead and it charges it up directly from my 15 Pro Max, which is kind of cool. And yes, guys, this does work with your Apple Watch or even your EarPods. But I am going to say that this is cool, but I think Samsung is definitely winning in this department, whereas the back of their phone can do wireless charging. I think Apple definitely needs to look into that as maybe something that they can introduce to their phones in the future, which I'm sure they will. It's Apple. They just, you know, kind of late to the game, but they always make it, you know, they got to stand out and make it do something special. But I'm sure they're going to introduce that eventually. But for now, we can use that USB-C to charge other Apple devices, which is cool until we get that new integration of being able to charge it directly from the phone, from the back of the phone. But as for those features, I do want to get into the cameras. Now, I thought it was kind of interesting. I didn't know, or I didn't realize this before, but there is some new changes to the cameras. And you're about to see on the 15 Pro Max, you can actually zoom in up to 10 times longer, or 10 times more zoom than you were able to do on the 14 Pro Max. And it's actually a lot sharper, the image that you guys are going to end up seeing. I'm going to zoom in on the CN Tower itself. This is a beautiful view of downtown Toronto. Yes, guys, I am from Canada, and I do live in downtown Toronto. And I was just at work, and I went onto the roof, and I was able to get this shot. But yeah, guys, this is just a comparison between the 14 and the 15, the cameras. Side by side, just regularly, you're not going to really notice much of a difference until you kind of zoom in. Now, you can see, like, when you zoom in on the 14, it can get a little bit distorted, whereas on the 15 it is slightly sharper in my opinion, and really and truly you can see that throughout the video. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys kind of just make your own judgment. I'm gonna sit back and you guys can enjoy the comparison between the two cameras, and I'll be right back after the video is done. Now I hope you guys enjoyed that comparison between the two cameras. I didn't go into too much detail about the action button, but I will leave a link down below in my video, my unboxing video. I went in a little bit more detail, but without further ado guys, be safe, peace out, and I love you guys as always. Take care.